I'm not only telling you this, but I'm also going to prove you in this video the fastest method and the strategy to solve the reading fill in the blanks questions. अबे पागल हो गया क्या? We're talking about the PT exam here. Go and do your PT practice. I'm doing PT every day, 1 hour morning, 1 hour evening. This video will show you how to solve the questions, but will also show you a way to check your own answers, if you selected them correct or not, using none other than grammar. Hit subscribe and sit tight and watch this video till the end, and you will guaranteedly start getting 5 out of 5 or a 90 score in the reading fill in the blanks questions. Hello everyone, I am Anurag from Edutrainex and I hope everyone is doing great. I have already showed you the grammar shortcuts, recognizing the grammar patterns and the collocations in my previous video. Now it's the time I show you how to use these techniques directly on the 5 exam questions from the last month for reading fill in the blanks questions. You will see how you can not only solve the questions, the reading fill in the blanks, a lot faster, but also able to verify whether you answered them correctly or not. A win-win situation which will surely help to get you 5 out of 5 for every reading fill in the blanks questions. And as usual, I will give you the link to download all the materials that I have discussed in this video. Okay, so have you hit the subscribe button with the bell icon? Good, let's begin. In order to be at this stage where you are able to solve the reading fill in the blanks in the fastest time, in the fastest way, preparing your mental model. So there are a few prerequisites, meaning that you have to do a few things before you can reach this stage. But the intention of me making this video is to change your strategy, change your thinking model so that you approach the questions in this manner, so that you are 100% sure whatever answers you have selected is 100% correct. So what do we need to get here? Simple things, but I have been sharing these things in my other videos. If you have not done, I will tell you exactly what you need to do and what exactly you need to watch. So collocations, very important. If you know the questions or if you know the blanks using collocations, straight away you will be able to solve the questions. You don't even need to read the full question, as simple as that. Then there are grammar shortcuts and then there are grammar patterns. What are grammar shortcuts? What are grammar patterns? What comes before noun? Adjectives. What comes after a singular subject? Plural verb. What comes after a plural subject? Singular verb. All these kind of shortcuts I have shared in the 15 grammar shortcuts, and that is exactly we are going to apply here. Simple grammar techniques, right? And also about observing the grammar patterns. Very, very important. I show this every day to my students in the class. I pick up some questions from the prediction file, the real exam questions, and then I apply the techniques there, and it really works there. So that's what I'm saying. Identifying grammar patterns is really helpful. Again, I am going to demonstrate that using 5 real exam questions that have appeared in this month or the last month. Latest questions. And again, we have to use our previous knowledge. So whatever level of English you are at, you will be able to use some of the knowledge that you have already got, and then you will be able to apply it. But collocations and vocabulary, you need to improve. I have shared the fastest way to improve. Again, I will share it at the end of the video. So hold on a little bit more, how you can improve your collocations and vocabulary in the fastest time possible. So I just want to elaborate a little bit of what exactly I mean by grammar shortcuts and by grammar techniques. One simple technique: subject, verb and object. Any active voice sentence in English is composed of subject, verb and object. As long as you are able to identify the subject, subject is always noun. Noun can be replaced with a pronoun, but it's still noun or pronoun. Okay, and then comes the verb. Verb will always remain the verb, and the later part of the sentence will be the object. Sometimes the sentences are not simple, so you still need to read and identify which is the main subject, who is the actual person or thing doing something. So that will be the subject, verb will be the action, and the receiver of the action will be the object. I'll show you. Let's see this example. The intelligent software led the scientists to the discovery. What do you think is the verb here? Led is the verb here. And what do you think is the subject here? The intelligent software. Now you see, software is a noun. It is a subject here. But what is intelligent doing here? It is describing the noun. So it is an adjective. So you know this simple grammar pattern. Adjective will precede a noun. This is what you need to observe. And then the remaining part of the sentence is the object. Led the scientists to the discovery. So the intelligent software led scientist. Subject, verb, object. That is all you need to identify. And then with noun, you can know that adjective will come before it. Verb will always remain the verb. And scientist will also be noun. Now verb, you need to be careful with, because verb is a grammar. Because verb can change. Maybe it's past, maybe it's continuous. Now you have to see any other verb that you can see in the sentence. If it is in the same tense, that verb will also be in the same tense. So that is what the grammar pattern is all about. Now this applies to the simple sentence, and you can also apply the same knowledge to a complex sentence when there is a main clause, subordinate clause. So whichever grammar pattern will be in the appropriate clauses. So I'll show you what I mean shortly. The next thing that you need to apply is word types. Again, what are nouns, what are verbs, what are adjectives, what are adverbs? Simple things. Nouns, person, place, thing, or an idea. Verbs, actions. Adjective, describing the noun. Adverb, describing the verb or an adjective. Just try to remember about the example that I showed you using the pen. Pen is a noun. I describe the pen. Anything I call it will be adjective. I write with the pen, that is an action. I write with the pen slowly is an adverb. So I'm writing slowly, describing the verb, and anything ending with ly is always an adverb. So these are the grammar patterns and shortcuts I have shared in my other videos, 15 grammar shortcuts. Search for it now and watch it. Now what we are going to do is directly apply this knowledge, collocation knowledge, grammar knowledge, and show you how we can solve the reading fill in the blanks questions in the fastest way and in the sure short way, so that you get 5 out of 5 or how many ever blanks it has. So let's do the first question, the first real exam question. What is music? In one sense, this is an easy dash. Now I told you about subject, verb, object. Read the sentence as well, read the context as well. What is music? It is a question here. In one sense, now over here, this pronoun is the subject here. This is something. Is used as a verb here. So now you found the subject, you found the verb. And the remaining part of the sentence, you know, will be the object. And object is again noun. So we need a noun here. And easy is coming before the noun. So easy is adjective here. Now let's see how many nouns are here. Volume is a noun. Question, examples, knowledge, classes. So all are nouns in this case. This is a peculiar question. Normally you don't get all the nouns in one question. Now we can still shortlist. How? This is denoting, and this is denoting that we have to use something singular. If it was these, then we have to use a plural word there. This. So we need to find a singular word. So how many singular do we have? You can eliminate examples, you can eliminate classes. Now we have 3. Now you apply a little bit of context. What is music? In one sense, this is an easy volume. I don't think so. This is an easy question. Yes, because in the very first sentence, it is raising a question, and that's why this is the first answer. Moving on to the next one. Even the least musical among us can recognize pieces of music when we hear them and name a few canonical dash. A few canonical. Again, grammar is giving you some hints here. A few. So, a few we normally use with plural words. So, we are expecting plural words here. Now, only 2 plural words are here. Examples and classes. What do you think will make sense here? Classes or example. What are we talking about? Even the least musical among us can recognize pieces of music when we hear them and name a few canonical examples. So that's what is making sense here. You see how we are able to at least shortlist out of 5 to 6 questions. Out of 5 to 6 options, we are able to shortlist only 2 and then we can select the answer. As simple as that. And the last one, we know there are different kinds of music, and even if our dash of music is restricted. Now here we can use some knowledge of collocation. Oops, I used the answer itself. So knowledge is restricted, or restricted knowledge is a common collocation. So few places you can apply the grammar directly, few places you can apply the collocations directly, and you found the third answer. This is how you solve the questions in the fastest way. We'll move on to the next question now. The next exam question, and you can verify these are exam questions from any of the prediction files. Latest prediction file, you will find these questions. Many video makers on YouTube give you simple examples to show you these techniques are working. But it is a real challenge to apply those techniques onto the real exam questions, and this video is focusing on the real exam questions. You can see how we can apply the same techniques while doing the exam questions in the exam and how we can test it as well. So now this question is about fingerprints. Fingerprints, referred to as finger marks in the forensics, are formed when residue from the rigid skin of the fingers or palms is dashed onto a surface. Again, we'll try to find the subject, verb and the object. So see, this is a long sentence and then there are multiple clauses here, main clause, subordinate clause. So let's try to focus on the subordinate clause because each of the clause will have subject, verb, object independently. Are informed when residue from the rigid skin of the finger or palms is dashed onto a surface. So an action is happening here. The previous part of the sentence will be the subject, the fingers, rigid skin of the finger or palm. It's a thing, noun, subject is dashed onto a surface. Again, noun. So subject is noun, object is noun. We need a verb here. So that's how you find that a verb is going to fit here. Let's see how many verbs are here. Another example of tricky question in the exam where everything is verb except one. Purging, colorless, locating, deleting, transferred. Except colorless, everything is a verb here. Now which one do you think will fit in the correct grammar form? This is where you need to find the grammar pattern. This is the subordinate clause we were referring to, and see if you can find any other verb. Can you find? Simple test for verb, convert it into past tense. If you can convert it, then that is a verb. I can see formed is a verb here, and this is in past tense. So which type of word is going to fit here? Another past tense. So you see how identifying the grammar pattern helped you to find the first answer. Formed is past tense, transferred has to be past tense. This is how grammar can help you verify that whatever answer you have chosen is the correct one. Alright, finger marks are often made of sweat and dash materials. Very simple. Materials is noun, something. What comes before noun? Are we trying to describe the noun here? Absolutely. So we need an adjective here. What do you think is adjective here? Remaining, locating, purging, deleting, everything ing, and all these words can be converted to past. Locate, located, delete, deleted, purge, purged. Only colorless. Colorless is adjective. So that will be your second answer. These are real exam questions. If you are able to apply the techniques the way I am showing you, no one can stop you from getting a full score in these questions. Let's move on to the next one. These finger marks are described as latent as they are generally invisible to the naked eye, which means that dash them at a crime scene can be challenging. So now try to understand a little bit of context as well. What they are trying to say. these fingers marks are generally invisible to find at a crime scene. So they must be difficult to find. What is related to find here? Locating. So now you can use a little bit of context to find the third answer. Purging and deleting are not making sense in this context. Only locating them is making sense. Again, action, definitely action is happening here. So verb is going to fit here. So you can verify that I have selected a verb. And another pattern. See again, ing is verb that we have chosen. Another verb, again ing is there. So you can verify that in this particular sentence, this grammar form has been used. So same grammar pattern has to be used. Very, very important trick that you can apply. If you are able to apply the grammar pattern or find the grammar patterns, straight away you will be able to find which type of words are going to fit there. And especially for verbs, it's very helpful. Let's move on to the next question. The American cabinet, unlike the British, has no connection with the legislature and the lack of dash between executive and legislature. Lack of dash. Now, even say a scenario you are not able to think about which kind of word is going to fit here. Now you can use your knowledge. How? Start thinking how we use lack of. Lack of determination. When you go to the meetings with the manager or your HR, and they will say you lack in communication. You have a lack of communication. And then you talk to your friends. Oh, there is a serious lack of promotion in this company. So all kind of shun words you are using. Lack of discipline. All these are what? Nouns. So you can relate with the real life examples. Which kind of word I am using? Lack of determination, lack of coordination, lack of communication. So those are the kind of words we are expecting. Straight away you can find that noun is going to fit here. Now we have a task to locate how many nouns are there. Coordination is a noun. Distinctive is not a noun. Against is not a noun. Disqualifying, again not an answer. So you have found a noun and straight away that will be the answer. Now the next one. Another grammar pattern we'll use. Same thing. Between executive and legislature is one of the dash features. Now you know if we use one of the, then it has to be a plural word here. Already shared this in the grammar shortcut. Watch it, you will know. One of the dash. Now features is again noun. So what comes before noun? Adjective. Now I told you an easy way to recognize adverb, anything ending with ly. Nouns, anything ending with shun, tion. And adjectives, anything ending with ul, like biological, musical, or distinctive, creative. IVE words, cul words in the end are adjectives. Easy to recognize. Only one adjective here. Straight away, that will be the answer. And even if you read it, distinctive features is also a collocation. So grammar, collocation works in sync. Now the next part, the Constitution guarded dash executive control through the placement by federal officials. Straight away, I can solve this using collocation. Guard against, guarded against. So against is a preposition, guarded against is your answer here. See another example applied on the real exam question using the techniques I have been sharing. You can do it in the fastest way. The important thing here is that you keep doing the practice questions in this manner. Don't just try to rely on your gut feeling. Start using these techniques. Start applying these techniques. Maybe initially it will take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes to apply these skills on one question. Keep doing that every day. Only 5 questions per day. And then slowly within 5 to 6 days, you will be able to apply it a lot faster. And by the time you are going to the exam, you will be at your highest speed. And that is what we need from you to excel in the exam, to get 5 out of 5. Next question. Deforestation can disrupt the lives of local communities, sometimes with devastating dash. Devastating dash. What do you think will come? Devastating effects, devastating consequences. This is what I can think of. And again, consequences is one of the words I shared you in the last month's collocation video as well. These words, vocabulary are appearing in the exam. Consequent, consequences, very popular word. So if you know the word, you know the meaning. Devastating consequences, collocation as well, also fitting the grammar pattern. Devastating in this case is used as an adjective, and then adjective comes before noun. Forests provide a vast array of resources to all of us. There is no blanks there. Now let's move on to the next part. Without the trees, species can disappear, the natural water balance can become disrupted, and ecosystem that support the human dash can fall dash. Two questions straight away, apply collocation. Human what? Fall what? Fall apart is a collocation. Straight away I can select the answer. And this one as a third one. Sorry, I forgot to mark the first one. Consequences is the first answer. Fall apart, kicked in, take off. All these are collocation. So if you use these words regularly, you will know what to use there. Now, human what? Disrupted the ecosystem that supports the human population. So that is again a collocation. You see this example, I deliberately put it here. Most of it, we solved it using collocations. Okay. But you can still test it, which kind of word can fit where. Okay. As I showed you in the first case. Now, moving on to the next question. But before that, I want to tell you, always students come to me and then tell me that, sir, I know the grammar shortcuts, I know the pattern, but I'm not able to apply. Then I tell them, अरे भैया शुरुआत तो करो, try to practice. अगर practice करोगे daily using the same techniques जो दिखा रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, exactly you need to do, start doing it. करके देखो, do it for 5 days, 6 days and then come back and tell me. Write it in the comments whether this is helping you to improve or not. I can guarantee this will help you to improve. Certainly, most certainly. Try it. Real tested and tried approach by my existing students, my previous students, all have excelled in reading fill in the blanks without fail. Last question. Recently, due to concerns over pollution and the possibility that some sources of fuel might eventually dash out or become uneconomic to obtain. Again, another collocation. I told you, take off, put on, all these are collocations. What do you think will come? Dash out. Fossil out, run out, fall out, provide out, synthetic. Only these two are looking as possibility, and I know run out. Run out of possibilities, run out of something means you will run out of the resources or whatever is the context there. So first answer is run out using collocation. The next one is renewable energy sources dash 25% of the electricity we use. Okay, now again we'll use the same old concept, subject, verb, object. Renewable energy sources, this is your subject. Noun, sources, energy, everything is noun, and renewable is adjective coming before the noun. So this is renewable energy sources. In this case is considered as one word, collocating words. So noun here. Now what comes after that? Noun comes verb. So in renewable energy sources dash 25% of the electricity we use. Now electricity is the object here. Something does something. Renewable energy sources dash electricity. What electricity? Provide electricity is a verb here. Anyway, you can try the other verbs. Reasonable is not a verb. Fall is a verb, but fall 25% not making sense. So how many options you got? Only two of them you had, and you had to choose one. Run we already chose for the first answer. Fall and provide are the only two verbs remaining. So if you are able to find the word type straight away, you can find the answers. Last one. Unlike dash fuels, they tend not to produce any waste. Unlike what? Fossil fuels is a very common collocation. Again, we can test it with the grammar. Fuels is noun. What comes before noun is adjective. Fossil fuel. Fossil fuels means they derive from something inside the earth. You know the science, right? How fossil fuels come into picture. So fossil fuels or some other kind of fuels can also be there. That's why fossil is an adjective here. Again, we were able to solve all the questions using the grammar concepts, using the patterns, using collocations. Now, these kind of words which I told you, fall out, fall off, run out, take off, these are called as phrasal verbs. So together when they are used, they mean something else. Run out, fall apart. So these are phrasal verbs that can also be part of your collocation. In the end, I just want to show you some of the traps that PTE sets for you. So if you see this kind of question and you see this kind of words here, make sure you understand the context. These are there intentionally placed to test whether you are reading properly or not. So only grammar cannot help you. Context is your real friend here. Video piracy has been legally banned by the US government since 1990s. However, for the filmmakers, this law is working dash. However, is it working fine? Is it working perfectly? Straight away you will go for this answer, but you are not looking at this word. However, something contrasting, that means it is not working properly, and which is why inadequately is the correct answer. So please be aware of these kind of traps. Now we will jump to the fast way of improving your vocabulary, your collocations and your grammar. So the only way to improve your vocabulary faster is by going through the last 3 to 6 months of prediction files. Find all the reading fill in the blanks questions, reading, writing fill in the blanks questions, all the options, not just the answers, all the option words that are given to you. Start going through them. Maintain an Excel sheet. If you don't know the words, put all the words and try to get familiar. So when you are going to the exam, maybe there are possibilities that you will get the words, not necessarily as an answer, but somewhere those words will be used and you will be able to understand those words and try to come up with the best answer. A very important way to improve your collocations and the vocabulary knowledge in a very short span of time. Because many of the time students come and tell me I have 15 days left for my exam, I have 1 month left for my exam and I need to improve on reading. So that's the only option for you. Identify the collocation, start using them, then it will make more sense to you. It will be in your memory. Also, we do share monthly grammar videos, monthly vocabulary videos. So please go through that and make sure you take notes. You start applying those techniques when you are doing the questions. Then only you will be able to solve the questions properly and you will be confident that you are getting a 90 score in reading fill in the blanks questions. Amazing! Wasn't that a super insightful video? Indeed it was. Just like the other one I made on the top 10 secret tips for the reading, writing fill in the blanks questions. A must watch if you haven't. At any time you feel losing hope with the exam, please do enroll for a course with us under my teaching directly. You will definitely improve to pass the PT exam. Keep watching Edutrainex with your comments and likes, and I will soon be back with another even more interesting video on the PT topics. See you soon.